Whoa. Picked up a couple of little gems this weekend. It's the 30th anniversary, first edition. And we got Wayne Gretzky. And look at the last boy, Mickey Mantle. Bearing the curse. And a nice C.S. Lewis biography. And I'm going to add to the shelf today. Picked up a couple things over the last few that need to be sorted out. Oh! I'm really kind of excited to go through these. I got some vinyl. Oldies but goodies set. I think there's 8 of them there. They were all 50s doo-wop rock and roll type stuff my dad listened to, which I like too. That's the Moody Blues. And this is the Canned Heat Cookbook and the Creedence Clearwater Revival. Willie and the Poor Boys. I gotta tell you, 20 years of record collecting. Never had this record, I don't think. And never in this good a shape, at least. I think I had a really banged up copy once, but that was then. This is now. Here's Love. They're on the Electra label. That's the Doors label. Kind of hyped to check that one out, too. There's the Critters. Doing Younger Girl. And there's the Left Bank. Walk away, Renee. Walk away. I never heard of them. And here's to Get Your Yayas Out. Unfortunately, the record's not in there. Just like that copy of the, I think this is the White Album. It's missing. Here's a little Motown as well. These are player copies. I'll use these to just listen to. Pink Floyd. Metal. I thought it was Umagumma. There's the Temptations' Greatest Hits. Some posters. And What's the Last Lucy? What's the Last Lucy? Red Fox. All right. I can't wait to listen to that, actually. Just in case anybody noticed, I'm always humming the theme to Red Fox's Sanford and Son every time I do this little book thing. All right, so I got a book here, and it's called Atlantis. It looks like it's probably a college book of some kind. Yep, it is. It's an art magazine from 1983. This is number 2. And hey, it's cool. I'll check that out. Here is The Widow of the South. And Victory Valleys, a journey through the valleys of life, including cancer and death. I've done a couple of eulogies now, and it is never easy. It does not get easier either as we get older and we begin losing more and more of our friends and acquaintances. All right, let's get off of that. So I got this one just because of what it said. This is the Golem and the Djinn, and it has that archway, which I heard about. I just learned about yesterday, about how the Jewish men and women went backwards through it, and so ended this so many years. It was kind of fascinating, and yeah, I'll be reading this one, I think, pretty soon. That's very high on my list. Here's another copy of the Atlantis with art, etc. I buy them for the art more than anything. Here's a book called Gaining Ground by Forrest Pritchard, a story of farmers markets, local food, and saving the family farm. All important things. And we have Moby Dick, the classic by Herman Melville. It looks like a Blue Penguin edition. I don't know if it's Penguin, though. I don't believe it is. A9. And I also got Hemingway, Farewell to Arms. And I got Sandy Koufax, my favorite pitcher of all time. This will go with the other beautiful Martin Luther King books I have. I have a couple of them. And here is Scotland, The Story of a Nation by Magnus Magnusson. Alright, moving on down. Hey, I got the Works of Wilde, Oscar Wilde. This is the black, I believe, edition. I know that because I have some of the others. 6 volume from the Black's Reader Service. Really nice editions, too. I mean, they really are. I'm assuming, let's just see if the picture of Dorian Gray, including poems, novels, plays, essays, fairy tales, and dialogues. You must be joking. It is here, right? Oh, okay, there it is. Picture of Dorian Gray, a novel. And that's just, I was hoping it was in there, so I have it all in one volume, which I do. Sweet Memories. I don't know what this is exactly. It's a biography of some kind. There's the Civil War. Strange and Fascinating Facts. Edgar Allan Poe's collected poems, a beautiful little book. Tender as the Night of Scott Fitzgerald. Here we go again. The Complete Poetry of Edgar Allan Poe. The whole kit and caboodle. The Jesus Code. Those that know me know I'm fascinated by that. The Children of Willesden Lane. Made in Ohio, Poetry and Prose. I like to collect some Ohio stuff. And the Politically Incorrect Guide to Islam. Hungry Hill by Daphne DeMar, I believe is how you say her name. And we have Margaret Mitchell's Gone with the Wind, with the dust jacket. Greatest bestseller of our century. A modern American classic. Already read over 20 million people. Greatest bestseller of our century. Macmillan, of course. And this is 1964, so there isn't even a printing history. It's so far into publication by that point. And here is Frederick Douglass. It's a nice, beautiful book. I love the coloring on it. You can't really tell, but it's a lovely, lovely edition. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, going in the collection. Looking forward to going through this, too. '18, first edition. There's a prophet within us, forever whispering that behind the scene lies the immeasurable unseen. Amen to that, brother. Huh. Amen to that. All right. Moving on up to the top. Here we go. We got the Bobbsey twins, Mystery at School. This one, I don't know. This is Millbank by Mrs. Mary J. Holmes. She read every word that was written on the paper. One of the end papers is not only loose but out, cracked at the hinge, still attached. And we have another one. Ken saddles up. And Boys of the Bible. Time out, ladies. By Dale Evans Rogers. First Love, True Love. A Pat Marlowe story. The story of a would-be Miss Fix-It. Okay. And this is going to be a kid book. This is a Bobbsey Twins. Nice tight hinge. And we got some Partridge Family books, number 5 and number 7. The Walking Fingers and Terror by Night. Terror by Night. Can you gallop, Mom? Ernest Hemingway, The Old Man of the Sea. The Three Bears by Bertha B. Moore. The Merriweather Girls, In Quest of Treasure. I guess that this is probably a Whitman book, right? Oh, it's a Goldsmith Publishing Company. So I don't believe the Goldsmiths were illustrated, but I could be wrong. Being that there was no illustration on the end paper, I wouldn't expect one anywhere else. Practically Twins. Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? You know, it's a well-loved book. I'll have to get out the old glue and see if we can't fix it through and through. Yep, it's in 2 pieces too. Well, you know what? We'll see if it's even worth it. It's a Whitman book. They were usually a larger publication, but I've never seen Practically Twins. So, uh-oh. Keith Partridge, Master Spy. Book number 6 in the Partridge series. I know I didn't handle that book correctly just then, but Susan Brown, Camp Counselor. Oh my. Story of My Life, Helen Keller. This will go in. It looked like there was a dedication in that one there. Did I miss it? Nope. Oh, Melissa, you're in my dreams. You're with me every day. Oh, Melissa. My son's jamming in the other room. He'd be very happy to hear me singing that. He loves King Diamond and Merciful Fate. This is a Hardy Boys first series. It's different because the second series was like the Bobbsey Twins. You'll remember it from your bookcase as a child. They were the one on the right. It was blue bound and it had the Hardy Boys here and they had a number on the book. This is what they were actually like. And then beneath this, you're going to have the tan, off-white, brown book. It's the normal spine by Grosset and Dunlap. That is what the original Hardy Boys look like. So if someone tells you, hey, that's an original set. Well, it is, but it's an original reprint set because this is a later edition, 1961 or 62, I believe. Let's see if the old photographic memory's working today. 62. So it's newer, but not by a lot or anything. And I don't want to talk down on those because, you know, a lot of people learn to read with those sets of books. So they are, you know, I don't like to see any book go to waste. They're an important part of literature. Here's the trouble with Terry. Oh, Terry cut his own hair. Her own hair. I don't know. You tell me. Yeah. She boils eggs on the stove and they explode. She helps her brother deliver papers and hits her teacher in the stomach with the evening news. Here's Terry in one funny mishap after another, and a wonderful surprise at the end. Well, there's some lighthearted fare. Here's the Sportsman's Encyclopedia, and this is a nice little book right here. I like this. This will be heading into my collection, as well as this, Charlotte's Web. And the Finch's Fabulous Furnace. Oh, they got a furnace, huh? Or the furnace takes them back in time or something. Who knows? I got a whole heap and helping of these Scholastic book readers. Someone's mom gave them money for the bookmobile like crazy. So there's a bunch of those that are stamped like that. I never got books at the bookmobile. Here's The Partridge Family, number 2, The Haunted Hall. Perhaps that's why I wanted my own library. Here's Marmaduke, The Four Teens. How Dan and his pals solve teenage tangles God's way. I've never seen that. I've never seen this. Rampart Street by Everett and Olga Weber. I always check the printing history. If it's driving you crazy, why do I keep going one page in? For you that don't really collect, I'm just checking printing history, so that's all. I just like to know what some of these are. You'll have stated and unstated first edition. Stateds make it easy, unstateds not so much. Here we got Anna Sewell or Sewell. I don't know how you say it. Sewell, her Black Beauty. I don't know what it is about this book. I'm drawn to it. And I buy it whenever I see it. And there are so many editions of it. I believe I just picked up one like this too. This is a Nancy Drew, I believe. This is what the original Nancy Drews looked like, okay? So there was also a parallel set to the Hardy Boys. Boom. It was like this, and it was Nancy Drew on the side, numbered the same way. So this is the original Nancy Drew. This is what they should look like. So this is, I believe, Nancy Drew. I'm almost certain it's Nancy Drew, or one of those such books. Yep, Nancy Drew. The Clue of the Black Keys. And they're illustrated. I'm assuming there's 3 more. Nope. So they have one at the end paper, and that's it. Kon-Tiki by Thor Heyerdahl. Another of the Bobbsey twins. Ginger, starring in The Witch Doctor. Wow, that's weird. Okay. From the Scripture Press. Yeah, see, that's another one of those. Religious types. Very interesting. And then along comes George Washington. This book is a real book about George Washington, it says. Harold Coy. Edited by Helen Hoke. 1952. See if there's a 52 Mickey Mantle. Use it as a place marker. Rats. Okay. This is part number 1, I believe. Yep. And it is Nancy Drew, The Secret of the Old Clock. So you would get these free books in the mail. This may have been one of those. And it would say, hey, for $1.36 kids for shipping and a penny more, we'll send you 3 more. And then, you know, you're in. And a lot of people got them all. There's tons of sets of these out there of the Nancy Drew, Carolyn Keene, Frank Dixon, Hardy Boys series, as well as the Bobbsey twins. There's a ton of those too. All right, I'm coming up on 20 minutes. Let me try it. I don't want to bore you all. But here we go. There's another one. And then I got Herman Wouk, Marjorie Morningstar. I'm not sure who Herman Wouk is. I see his name a lot. I'm just curious, you know. It's a book club edition. It was just nice. And he just looks like a nice dude, man. Maybe we'd have a good conversation about something. I don't know. We'll see. Here's Deanna Durbin. The Feather, the Flame. Here she is at the bus stop. Independent woman, Deanna Durbin, and the Feather of Flame. An original story featuring Deanna Durbin as the heroine, by courtesy of Universal Pictures, by Catherine Heisenfeld, illustrated by Hedwig Joe Mixner. Authorized edition, Whitman Publishing Company, Racine, Wisconsin. 1942. Solomon in all his glory. Thank you, thank you. I can't wait to check this book out, too. Another one that's going in my personal collection. 1974. Hey, and I got another one. Wildfire. Dun, 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 left-handed bandit. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, dun, darn it. Is that it? That is. It's that Black Beauty I was telling you about. I like these Whitmans. They're all approximately the same size. You'll see the one that I bought, this whole box was contingent on me getting one book. And hopefully I don't run out of time before we find that book, because it should be coming up. It's a Whitman book. And here is the untold story of Douglas MacArthur. This is going to go in my military and government stuff. This is a reference book. I believe I will get to at some point. He's one of the greats. We have Henry Huggins and Ribsy. I don't know why I remember that. Oh, now I do. It's a Beverly Cleary book. I like the Beverly Cleary books. She painted a picture very well. Here is the Tooth Fairy. Children's Digest. November 1970. Tips to Teenagers by Carol Gish. There's Trina. It looks like she's spelling the word mage or magic. Mishmash and the Substitute Teacher by Molly Cohn. And here is Little House in the Big Woods. I'm strangely excited about these. Here is Farmer Boy, Laura Ingalls Wilder. Pictures by Garth Williams. And we have Trixie Belden and the Secret of the Mansion. These are the Whitman books. And they are... I liked the colors in these. And they're all from the late 40s, early 50s, I think. Whitman Publishing, Racine, Wisconsin. And they have tons of really cool illustrations, you know. I mean, was that a gun just now in a kid's book? I mean, really? Like, nowadays, try getting away with that one. They'd be picking in the store. All right, so here it is, Circus Boy. War on Wheels. This was the reason I bought this at auction. I paid $3 for these boxes of books, but it was because of Circus Boy. This is one of the first novels I ever read as a kid. And it was 1958. I believe my grandma gave it to me, my dad's mother, and there it is. So this is going high. This is going high on my list. This is going in my box, or up on my section of wall, I should say. And here's Tom Sawyer. This is another one that I constantly buy. There's a lot of different editions of it, and I love them all. And when moved, I will stop everything and read it because it is such a great book. And I think every boy should read this, and every man too, who wants to remember what it was like to be a boy. This book will take you there. It really will, I promise. Time well spent. Here's Buddy at Pine Beach by Howard R. Garris. The Lone Ranger and the Silver Bullet. I know you're jealous. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I know. It was $3 well spent. That's what I said. And I believe this is a first edition. Hot damn, Sam. Rock and roll, Joel. It's not stated, but it is. I'm pretty sure this is. Wonderful. And here we go again. Black Beauty. I'm haunted by it. It follows me. It follows me. This book, Black Beauty. Matter of fact, I mean, really. let's just. There we go. Put it where it belongs. Inside of Black Beauty. I'm also looking for another book. I don't think it's in here. I'll get excited if it is. I don't believe it is, though. It's Robin Hood. Right when I said that, that book fell. Thundering Herd by Zane Grey, and it is a stated. So I like Zane Grey's stuff because my great-grandfather, who everyone says I remind them of, gave those books to my mother, and I sold them when I was younger to someone in a book deal that just wanted to make a deal that day, and he was being nice, and he said he had a client that wanted them, and then I felt bad after getting rid of them because they were great-grandpas, and now that I'm older, I'm recollecting them because it's just what we do, us men. Frank Yerby, The Vixens. This is a Dial Press book, which is a reprinting warehouse, I guess you could say. They reprinted everything. But they did do, I think, some of their own stuff. Like this Frank Yerby. It's a novel. It's a Dial Press. Yeah. That's pretty righteous. Okay. I got 10 boys of the Bible who became famous. It's another nice one. From Aunt Velma. A real funny story about Aunt Velma. I had an Aunt Velma, and my Aunt Velma and me were just starting to talk to each other. Here's Betty Lou, lost in the jungle. Ooh, she's lost in the jungle. And Aunt Velma and me just started talking. She was my great aunt on Facebook. And you know, because of some political BS, I posted a joke, an off-color joke. It really wasn't that bad either, to be honest. I can't tell you what it was. It was a sight gag about feminism. And I caught a 30-day ban for that. And there was no way to reprove it. And in that time period, my great Aunt Velma died. So I never got to say goodbye. So I just want to thank you for that, Facebook. And the guy that runs it. Because you took that time away from me that I could have had with my great aunt. Thoughts from the Sea. And that will bother me till the day I die, that they had the power to do that. We're on your side, Charlie Brown. Partridge Family. I believe this is book number 1. Hence the title with no number. And it appears it's probably from a boxed edition of some kind, because here's number 4. The Ghost of Graveyard Hill. BC, alive and well. I love BC. What can I say? Now, let's face it, Charlie Brown. That's an early one. Look at Charlie Brown, how different he looks than what he looks like today. That's how you know it's an early one. Same with this. What's next, Charlie Brown? Now that I'm a dog lover, like hardcore, here comes Charlie Brown. And Fun with Peanuts. And then there is another little one I moved over here that was the Linus one, the Peanuts cookbook with Linus on the cover. And, all right, I think we're going to make it, folks. Here we go. Here's Ken and the Cattle Thieves. See, I've never seen some of these pink ones, like him and Betty Lou, or Patty Lou. Maybe these are from Canada, maybe, or there's some more of that religious press. This was their version of the adventure books that were non-secular. I don't know. I will have to do further research, and believe me, I will. Here is From Season to Season. Geography Foundation series. This probably would have been a reader for, like, I don't even know what grade, but we'll say 4th probably, based on what I'm seeing. Maybe 3rd. And before somebody says, look at the cover, or look at the title page. Copyright 1954. K154, so that doesn't tell me anything. Bob's Merrill. Doesn't really say much there either. Okay. Further research I shall do. Here's Hans Brinke by Mary Mapes Dodge. the Notorious Blue Whitman, illustrated. Cracked at the hinge, but still attached. It's nice. A novel by Miss Reed. No Holly for Miss Quinn. Family Bookshelf Edition. And believe it or not, yes, I go back and I read some of these books. You know, these early books. Like these Laura Ingalls Wilders. Sue me. I loved Little House on the Prairie. I watched those with my Uncle Ranford quite a bit. Here's On the Way Home. I did get a really nice, here's Growing Day by Day, another primer. Our New Friends, another primer. And Spelling for Word Mastery. And I got this because I was thinking about maybe attempting to teach a class here locally, maybe on maybe teaching people new to the country how to speak English. So that's it, guys. We made it through it all, surprisingly. I can't believe it. Maybe next time we'll look at some Disney VHSs. Whoa, there's a blast from the past, huh? I've got a sick addiction to these, too. I've been going through and picking them up lately. So I think that's it for today. I'll try and maybe get on here a little later tonight and knock out a couple more.